Hey everyone, good morning, happy Monday. On our recent poll on our Live Your Radiant Life Facebook page here, there was a lot of requests for more mindset tools. So I wanted to introduce you to something I've been incorporating to whether I'm doing priming or using my AFT oils or just after a meditation or a yoga class. If you're not already familiar with your archetypes, there are many different ones, but today I'd like to maybe even introduce you or give you the opportunity to just sit with me for a little while and tune into the 4 archetypes that Tony Robbins often talks about: the Queen, the Warrior, the Magician, and the Lover. So before we begin, I'd like you to follow along. Do some breathing. If you're an oiler, this is my mixture of equal parts frankincense, stress away, and lavender that I use for the aroma freedom techniques. If you don't have these oils and you'd like me to send you a little sample, just send me a little inbox message, because this is one of the quickest ways that I know to tap into that part of myself and listen more easily and shift my state. Priming, I know that you could just search it here on this page too. I've led you through it. It's more of a masculine kind of outward movement to shift your state, which is very, I love doing it. But this is more of a feminine inward receiving way. So just close your eyes, take a few breaths. I'm actually going to read from a sheet that a dear friend gave me for Christmas. She gave me 4 different pieces that represented the different archetypes that I sometimes use to meditate with. So close your eyes. If you'd like, you could even put your hands over your heart and just follow your intuition and ask yourself where your queen or your king resides. Your sovereign is your source of order, wise and just. Your kingdom or queendom will prosper. People will cherish you. Your sovereign brings harmony, stability, and unites opposites. Selfless, and puts the well-being of people above her own needs. Our sovereign is our center archetype. Once you intuitively know where your sovereign lives, ask them what they have to share with you today. We may find ourselves needing our sovereign the most when we're feeling overwhelmed, when there's chaos. We could easily turn to the sovereign within us, foster their energy. It often means we may have to protect our borders. It may mean that we need to say no, gain clarity or a strategy. But we have the warrior to help us there. So before we move on, see if there's anything else that your sovereign has to share with you today. Take a deep breath in. Thank them, and know that this line of communication will be easier and easier to assess. And then go ahead and take a deep breath in and ask intuitively to know where your warrior lives. When you do the Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within, we spend a long time on this. We make sounds, we scream, we roar, we moan to get more in touch with this part of ourselves. But we could easily do it with intention as well. Once you find your warrior, breathe into that space, that connection. Our warrior is a powerful energy. Our warrior's purpose is to live with honor and loyalty to our sovereign. Our warrior is connected. Our warrior is not concerned about comfort and security when it comes to reaching a goal. Domain is the battlefield. Yet, when our warrior is mature, our warrior protects life and only destroys which is negative and harmful to the world. always knowing limitations and finding creative ways around them. The warrior is a thinker. Oh, the warrior is a doer, not a thinker. The warrior is to stand by the sovereign side. We may need our warrior most when we're ready to take action, to focus on doing, not worrying about what anyone else says, but to focus on executing our sovereign's strategy. So breathe and see what the warrior has to share with you today. Nourish that connection that's always there for us to turn to. The warrior has help too. The magician. Breathe in. Where does your magician live? The magician is your wise woman, your wise man. The magician knows all of the secrets, navigates the inner world, understands the dynamics of the outer world. The magician is a master of logic and the queen or the king's closest advisor. The magician is rational, cool, and assesses knowledge from hidden resources. The magician is the thinker. When you access your magician, you may find answers that you were not even thinking you would. Where does your magician live? What are their attributes, qualities? What does the magician have to share with you today? The magician sees clearly in times of crisis and has the ability to look at any situation from a rational, logical, and cooled down view. The magician can bring our hot ego under control and can connect us with the wisdom of the universe. So can you see how beautifully the magician, warrior, and sovereign work together? As you listen to the magician, what does the magician have to say to the warrior, to the queen or king, and vice versa? Take a deep breath in. Where does your lover archetype live? Because the lover is what balances all of it. The lover may be a musician, poet, artist. The lover loves all things. Is passionate, always wants to stay connected, does not recognize boundaries. Our lover feels everything and is the source of intuition. Intuition could be our most powerful ally in many situations. The magician is able to read people like an open book. The magician doesn't like structure that maintains separateness, and that's why she's opposed to all other archetypes. She's crucial in keeping all of the archetypes energized, humane, and in touch with the ultimate purpose of love. So breathe in, and what does your lover have to share with you today? And what does the lover have to share with the queen, with the warrior, with the magician? Our lover will help us feel empathy and look at any situation from the other person's point of view. We can't connect with our lover when we're arguing with another person. We need to look at any situation from the core, which is love. there's any other wisdom within you to access from these different parts of yourself. And any answers that you got, you may want to really affirm right now, because sometimes it almost feels like a dream state when we get answers from this place. And like a dream, you want to remember them when you wake up so you could put them into action. So what are one or two things that you could do today to put some of the insight and wisdom and perspective into action? And then how can you keep these channels open, develop a stronger connection so you could hear these parts of yourself more easily, daily, and even throughout the day? What can you do to strengthen the connection, and what can you do to strengthen each of these parts of yourself? I look forward to hearing anything that came to you that you'd like to share in the comments, especially about nourishing this connection, because that kind of consistency and ways of caring for ourselves and bringing balance is something we could all support one another on. Happy Monday. May it be a magical